Hi, I'm Chris Maragkakis of Simply Be Retreats and Therapies. I'm a life coach, therapist and podcaster. Welcome to Mindful Mutterings. Please like, share and subscribe. And as always, thanks for listening. Hi, thanks for joining me. This week I'm going to be talking about the importance of relaxation. I'll be sharing some ideas for helping you to create a more relaxed environment, looking at some ways in which you can relax and the all-important ways in which you can free up some time for relaxation. So let's go. Relaxation is really important for our physical and mental well-being. Our body and mind are incredible pieces of kit, but they do need to be looked after properly to prevent them from becoming overstretched, overwhelmed and ultimately broken. And the body's rest and repair system is the parasympathetic nervous system. And we need to activate this regularly, preferably daily, to maintain our health or well-being. And obviously the more often we can do this by taking opportunities to pause during the day, the better we'll be feeling. But that's okay for most people, but for some it can be really difficult to relax if the emotional brain is overactive. And this is because maybe you're used to keeping busy because you may have anxiety or depression, and the chatter inside your head when you slow down becomes overwhelming and unbearable. So for those of you that are experiencing this, most of the activities that I will suggest later will be safe for you, and I would absolutely suggest working with a coach or counsellor so that you can learn how to manage those thoughts in a safe environment. But I would not recommend a sitting with the breath or cultivating awareness meditation practice for you at this stage. For those of you that are really busy but don't experience high level anxiety and depression, a life coach may also help you, but meditation will be absolutely fine. So first of all, the environment we're in. So the space around us plays a big part in either stimulating us or relaxing us. And it's best if we can try and keep the environment clutter free. Because this allows energy to flow around us and it helps to calm the mind. Because clutter not only makes the space feel busy, but it also plays on our subconscious, constantly redirecting it with all sorts of messages and memories from the stuff laying around. And the clutter is not only what we can see on the surface. You know, if you can try and keep the space under your bed clear so that the energy can renew while you're resting at night, that's really good for you as well. And it's about looking at order in your cupboards and the way that you organize your life. Once everything feels organized and in control there, the brain kind of registers that and just calms down incredibly. Even if it's shut behind a closed door, the brain knows the mess is there. So trying to keep everything organized is really helpful. And then pick neutral or soothing colors such as greens, blues, brown, light gray, those kind of colors to create a calming space. And maybe use lush textiles to make chairs and beds inviting, and keep ornaments and pictures happy and soothing to look at, but also keep them at a minimum. You know, we don't want the busyness for our minds. Air the space regularly to keep the energy fresh. You know, it's really good to fling open the windows every day. Because what that does is that allows all the stagnant, stale energy to flow out and beautiful, new, fresh, vibrant energy to come back in. And that's really good for us for motivation. It's also really good for healing us. If you're trying to relax in the space that you're in, turn off the TV, mute your phone, reduce the number of notifications, and maybe just play some music that makes you happy and relaxed. And then we come on to the actual activities themselves. So relaxing activities are not limited to, but can include things like reading, listening to music, maybe some mindful colouring, walking, yoga, Pilates or Tai Chi, swimming, meditation, listening to guided relaxations, and you can find thousands of them on YouTube. Maybe cooking if that's what you enjoy, or spending time with family and friends, having a massage or some kind of therapy, arts and crafts. Maybe if you like to be outside and you're just sitting around a fire pit, maybe watching the flames relaxes you. A little bit of daydreaming, breathwork or pranayama as it's properly known can help relax you, and soaking in a bath or, you know, spending time in a hot tub. The list and list goes on, because obviously what we find relaxing may be someone else's idea of hell, but find something that you really enjoy that helps your body and your brain to quieten down and relax, and that you really feel the benefit of, and then try and do it regularly. So ideally, as I said, the key is to try and take some me time every day. And this is not selfish. Don't allow people to tell you that you're being selfish if you take time for yourself. This is essential. I mean, you cannot fill from an empty jug, as the saying goes. And if you're not making time for yourself to rest and to relax and be still, then ultimately your body or brain will make you take the time when it becomes worn out or overwhelmed, and you'll become so ill that it's better to do it on your terms when it suits you than when you've reached rock bottom physically or mentally and you just can't continue. And so that is really what's so important about it. And it's not only that, when you're rested and relaxed and feeling well, obviously everything else works really well. So you're not stressed out. Problem solving is easier. You can see solutions, or they appear to come easier and quicker. And that just makes communication, relationships, and everything else work better. So everybody actually benefits when you're feeling rested and relaxed. So this brings us then to the biggest barrier, which is time. And it's crazy, but we will do jobs we hate before taking time for ourselves to rest and relax. And this is disempowering, and it is not sustainable. So if you can't see where you can find the time, make a list of what it is you're trying to squeeze into every day, and then question what has to be done and what can be left or delegated or combined with something else. And also be honest with yourself, are you doing this stuff to feel busy, to keep busy so that you feel productive, so that you feel that your day is worthwhile and you're valued? Or are you doing it because there's too much going on and you're putting too much pressure on yourself? And then maybe set an alarm on your phone and make sure you take a lunch break, and just have a simple lunch, and then use the remaining time to do a relaxing activity. You'll find yourself more productive and you'll be able to focus better afterwards. But maybe you just use the time to just sit quietly. Maybe you read a chapter of a book. Maybe you practice some breathing. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be huge, and you don't have to be making sweeping changes in your life. It's just small tweaks to your everyday routine that just have such a layered effect and end up making these massive changes in life that we ultimately want to see. Maybe even you could join a class or do something that makes you go and do it, so that you're motivated. So if you've paid out for it, or if you're going with a friend, or something that it's not so easy to just go, oh, I can't be bothered today. Oh, God, I don't want to do that. Because sometimes we need a little push to take time for ourselves. And then setting effective boundaries. So start saying no to the things and the people that are filling up your life. Just because you've always done it, or because you've always known someone, doesn't mean that you have to keep doing it or keep spending time with them. If it's not adding to your life, and it is your life, you have to be doing what is best for you, then you need to look at ways to change the situation. And so, like I say, just because you've always done it doesn't mean you need to carry on doing it. Sometimes these responsibilities are hard to get out of, but that's where it involves maybe looking at ways that you can do it, maybe coming up with a clear plan in your head of how you want to communicate this to someone. There's always a way. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of thinking outside the box. And that, if you struggle with that, that is obviously what a life coach is really good for helping you with, making order in your life. And then start putting yourself first. Like I said, when you are happy and healthy, your life flows easier, you're easier to be around, your relationships are better, you communicate better, you problem solve easier, you're more productive. And obviously, because you're not stressed and run down and feeling overwhelmed, you're giving off a nicer energy, and that makes other people drawn to you, and that improves the way that they react to you, and that improves the quality of their life as well. And on it goes, because everybody has an impact on everybody else. And if you are having a totally crazy day, then maybe utilize when you're in a queue, or you're being on hold, or you're waiting to collect someone, by just doing something really simple, like rolling your shoulders, or taking some long, slow, deep breaths. Maybe do a little doodling, or read something, and just switch off. I mean, you could even use your time to just close your eyes and do a body scan to consciously let go of all the tension and the stress. I probably wouldn't advise that when you're queuing or sitting in the car, because someone might think either you're having a little episode or maybe you've passed out. But you know, there's a time and a place. So what I'm trying to say is, when you have dead time, when you have time where you are doing nothing other than usually getting frustrated, use that opportunity to start taking care of yourself. And you could do other things, like maybe switching the TV off half an hour earlier, and taking a book to bed with you, or maybe you do some colouring in the evening, or maybe you have a routine where maybe you have your dinner, and then while you're waiting for your dinner to go down, and this is another thing that lots of people don't do, they rush through their food and they don't give themselves time to digest the food, which is ultimately your energy source, and then that has long-term problems. So by having the luxury of enjoying your food, taking time to eat, and then allowing it to process in the body and go down, maybe that's when you could be taking time to do something for you to make it a lovely, relaxing ritual. Could try getting up earlier in the day. You know, I am a member of the 5 a.m. club, as I said before, and it does make a difference when you've got this time in the morning where you're not rushed and where you can take time for you and you can ease yourself into the day. That helps as well, because it's all these stop starts that we go through the day where we're just literally, there's no transition time, we're just jumping from one activity to the other, and it overstimulates our brains. So these are really useful skills to do. And obviously when our children and people around us see us taking time for ourselves and valuing ourselves enough to take this time to relax, then it sets a good message for them as well, and hopefully they'll learn by example, and they won't be facing the same manic, overwhelmed life that most of us are living at the moment. So if you found this helpful and you'd like to work on creating a life of calmness with lots of opportunities for relaxation and organisation, then please get in touch. You can contact me via the website simplybe.org.uk. And whatever you do, please try and make some time for you this week. Thank you as always for listening. Take care. Bye.